Hamsoeguk, also known as fried glutinous rice dumplings, are a classic dim sum favorite. They typically consist of fried dough filled with a savory mixture of pork and chopped vegetables. In this video, we'll be cooking hamsoeguk based on my grandmother's own recipe, a recipe that has been used since the opening of her restaurant many decades ago. Since my grandmother doesn't cook based off recipes, here's an approximated list of ingredients. We start by portioning out 1 pound of pork into a small bowl. To season the pork, we add in the salt, soy sauce, rice vinegar, chicken bouillon, ginger powder, sugar, and a dash of flour, one right after the other. Then, you can put that off to the side and start on the vegetables. After thoroughly washing the shiitake mushrooms, we add them to the food processor and switch on the pulse setting for 10 seconds. We then repeat the same process with the dry radish and the water chestnuts. Next, we deskin 4 Chinese sausages. You can use any brand, but we typically like to use this one. To chop the Chinese sausages, we first cut them in half and then into smaller strips. Finally, we dice. To finish off the filling, we chop the green onions. Add a spoonful of your cooking oil of choice to a deep fry pan over medium-high heat. Once the pan is warm, add in the pork and stir thoroughly. After about 2.5 minutes, add in the Chinese sausage. After another 2.5 minutes, it's time to add in the shiitake mushrooms, dry radish, and water chestnuts. Stir for a minute longer and then add the water and sesame oil. About a minute later, put the lid on the pan and let the mixture sit. Once the water started to bubble, we added in our homemade cornstarch solution, followed by the green onions. Stir for another 2 minutes, or until you notice the mixture start to thicken. Finally, scoop out the filling into a separate bowl and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. To start making the dough, we began with half a cup of sugar and 3 cups of water and brought the solution to a boil. In the meantime, combine 1 pound of glutinous rice flour and 1 cup of wheat starch in a large bowl. Then add 4 large spoonfuls of Crisco all-vegetable shortening. Add the sugar water to the mixture once it is boiled. You can even knead with your hands until all the flour is thoroughly incorporated into a big dough ball. Then, separate the dough into smaller spheres approximately 1.5 to 2 inches wide. Use a rolling pin to flatten out each sphere into a thin disc. Then, take about a spoonful of the filling and place it in the center of the dough. We're going to make that classic dumpling look by folding the dough in half and pinching it together until there was no longer an opening. Lastly, carefully drop the dumplings into a pot of boiling oil. Make sure to stir frequently so that they do not stick together while frying. After about 5 minutes, you can take the dumplings out of the oil, drain them, and put them on a plate. Enjoy!